it's right. You ignore the pleas and all the rules. Drama for the sport. You should refuse. Always play the fool. Maybe it's just you. How do you sleep at night when all you ever seem to do is lie? Now in this golden light, will you learn to play your cards right? Eager for a fight, and it's sold to all the promises. I pray they don't come true. Always play the fool. I think it's just you. How do you sleep at night when all you ever seem to do is lie? Now in this golden light, will you learn to play your cards right? How do you sleep at night when all you ever seem to do is lie? Now in this golden light, will you learn to play your cards right? How do you sleep at night when you know the world is terrified? If your bark is worse than your bite, will you learn to play your cards right?
Welcome to the Brittney Richardson podcast, where we talk about issues affecting us every day. And we hear from you, your stories, and how we may improve the world around us. So buckle your seatbelts as we have a no-holds-barred discussion about our world. Now, here's your host, Brittney Richardson.
Think I've known you for all my life.
Hey guys, welcome to On Air Live. I am Brittney Richardson. We have an exciting show tonight. First of all, I want to show you who's behind me. I have been talking about getting tech personnel for this show. You guys know, only God knows, how many technical issues we have had to work through. So broadcasting on multiple platforms, like, this is amazing. Amazing. I cannot believe we're up on every platform right now. Like, this is awesome. Check out who's behind me. We have our next new tech personnel, Bunny, little Bunny, on her little MacBook Pro. It's like, yeah, I got this. And then we have Little Bear monitoring the audio. So I officially have tech people. But like I said, we have an awesome show tonight. We have a guest, and she is the founder of S.H.E Trucking with SheTrucking.com, and she Trucking Sisterhood on Facebook with over 8,000 members, well over 8,000, helping to inspire and empower women in non-traditional careers, and especially the trucking career. So without further ado, I want to invite Sharae Moore on the air. You are on, Sharae Moore.
Hey,
Hey,
Brittney, thank you for having me. This is
I am so happy to have you. We were able to spend a little bit of time together this afternoon. This is the first time I met Sherie in person, and she is an awesome person to hang out with. I had so much fun.
I did too. Thank you so much. As she said, I am Sharae Moore. I am the founder of S.H.E Trucking. And it's just an honor to be on your platform. Girl, I'm so proud of you. I just love you.
Thank you so much. I'm always so critical about myself, but I think a lot of us are. I think those are things that we have to work through. But my passion is to inspire others. That's been my focus, and I know it's yours as well. Why don't you tell us a little bit more about S.H.E Trucking, how this thing got started, and kind of what all of this is about?
So S.H.E Trucking started from a clothing line, which you can find on our website, SHETrucking.com. I created a clothing line for women to be proud to be truck drivers. Because I didn't see any T-shirts that represented for us. And it grew into this massive community. Like you said, we have over 8,000 women drivers in our community on Facebook, and we're still growing. And so we started a movement. We, encourage and mentor women in the industry.
That is so awesome. So where did you get this idea? Like, did you just have this idea to let's build a big platform and do all of these things?
No. Well, it just grew into it. It's an organic movement, an organic organization that grew over time. I did not imagine we would have 8,000 women drivers. Like, maybe 100, maybe 1,000, but I never, because I personally, being on the road as a woman, I didn't know or see that many drivers. So we've just been able to reach that in the last 3 years. It's an honor to be able to grow with these women as they start their journey.
That is awesome. So how did this thing start specifically?
Well, it started as a clothing line. I actually started printing T-shirts that said we was lady truckers. I got the name S.H.E Trucking from my niece. At the time, my niece was about maybe 6 or 7, maybe 8 years old, and people used to ask her, "Where's your aunt? Where's Sherie?" And she would say, "S.H.E Trucking," and it just kind of stuck with me. I wanted to make sure that the she stood for something. So the meaning was sisterhood, helping, empowerment. Because our goal is to help empower women in the industry and in the process of building the sisterhood.
That is so awesome. I was going to ask you about that because I noticed that it seemed to be an abbreviation for something. So that is so cool. What did you do? So first of all, how long have you been driving a semi-truck?
I've been driving for 6 years.
That's awesome. What did you do before this?
I was a CNA for 8 years, just taking care of people. What I'd done before that. So a certified nursing assistant.
That's awesome. What got you interested in changing careers to, of all things, being a truck driver?
Yes. I actually saw free CDL training in the newspaper while I was taking care of one of my patients. And I thought to myself, you know what? I don't have any kids. I'm not married. So let me try this. And I was just getting ready to turn 30. So I thought it would be, a good career change for me to just try it, at least. And I fell in love with it. I love, what I do.
What do you love the most about driving a truck?
I like the freedom. I like that we get to see different things every day. I'm a introvert, so I like having that, when you can create a space within a small space,
Hmm.
you can create your own atmosphere, and so I really like that about it. And I like to travel and see things. So throughout, being in this industry, I've been able to really see a lot of different things.
That is awesome. Those are the things that I love about being a driver is the your window seat. Nobody has an office seat like we do. And the atmosphere to me is absolutely everything because you go through these different jobs and everybody's experienced negativity and when you're in an atmosphere, especially at work, if it happens to be a very negative atmosphere, then it just like pulls you down. You can feel it. It's like a thickness in the air. And that's one of the first things I noticed getting in the truck was it's like, oh my God, this is my own space. Like I could put the music on I want to. I can make this Brittney's happy place going down the road and seeing all that the country has. Like it's so beautiful.
Absolutely, it is stunning. It's very stunning.
It's what?
I said absolutely. I agree with you.
Okay, I thought you cut out for a second. Might have just been my headset. But that is so awesome. So, as a woman on the road, what do you think actually, let me step back. I have to ask you this because you mentioned that you're an introvert, right? And
Yes.
yet you don't strike me as an introvert. Like you're everywhere. Like I'm seeing all these videos, you've got a podcast, like you've got so many things going. Like you wouldn't think that you would be an introvert. Like that intrigues me.
So, before launching the brand, I was very, very much to myself. I was very just in the truck, just doing my job. And but since we have the brand, I realized that even though I tried to get out of doing a lot of interviews and articles and things like this, was very, very out of my nature. But I realized that growing up, I didn't have a role model or know someone that was a woman who drove a truck that I could even relate to. And
Mhm.
so I said, well, if I don't have it, I have to create it for the next generation. So I took my tail behind me, and I just try to give people and the next generation an image, and the next generation I try to inspire them to join the industry. So this could be continue to be a thriving industry.
Mhm.
So but I'm not like a partier, so I don't like going into big groups too much.
Mhm.
I do, I do, we do an event at the truck shows twice a year, the Mid American and Greater American Truck Show, and it is, it has been out of my comfort zone, but hey, we make it happen for the people. We do this. I do it for the people, for our members in the S.H.E Trucking, for people in the industry, for the sisterhood and the brotherhood.
That is so awesome. I can feel that passion. Like you are the most amazing introvert because you've done so much and you've done it so well. And even to see you like on camera, we went live. Some of you may have seen it this afternoon. We went live on was it your Instagram that we were live on?
Yes, it was our
Mhm.
no, it was our Facebook community.
Oh, was it? It was Facebook. Yeah, so we went live for a little bit. She is the most comfortable person on camera and just goes with it. Like, you, just everything you do amazes me, especially as an introvert. But I can kind of relate to this, even though I think I'm probably more extrovert. I don't know. I've been studying these personality types, right? the Myers-Briggs and different personality types. And I come out ENFJ like all the time on the tests, but at the same time, like people don't realize or know this about me. So I guess I'll reveal this right now. But when I get out in public and meet a lot of people, which I do love to do, I get drained really fast. I don't know if you're the same way, but it's just like it drains your battery. And then I need to kind of withdraw and get in a quiet place and kind of meditative state before I'm ready to go out and do something again.
Right. Absolutely. I go through that myself. and you know, people but once I'm in it, I'm okay. Like once I'm in it, you know, once I'm doing whatever I'm doing, and I have to be doing something, okay. So, you know, I'm okay. But after a while, I'm ready. Like you said, I'm ready to go into a quiet space again.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. It's something that I deal with. A lot of people don't know that about me. But a lot of, you know, so, and it comes with trucking. It's because we are in a closed environment. And I've been a solo driver, you know, for 6 years. So being a solo driver, you used to being by yourself. You know, you used to being alone. And
Mm-hmm.
it just comes with the territory. And I think that's why it's like that, you know.
It really does. It really does. You almost get used to being alone. And at the same time, like that's one of the first things that I noticed when I got there out there in the truck by myself. Echo, Jake, get along with me. We call my microphone Jake. So Jake from State Farm. Although I don't think I can say State Farm because they might get mad at me. I don't know. But yes, I have this weird feedback thing, guys. So if I start slurring my words like a drunk woman, I have not been drinking except for Powerade and maybe a little Natural Calm. I love that stuff. Oh my God, it's so good. Anyway, I don't even know what I was saying. Oh yeah, truck. Okay, when I got out of truck school in the truck on my own, I noticed just how like it was nice, but at the same time it was very lonely. Like it didn't take me very long to be like calling everybody I knew and like striving to connect with somebody because you're so isolated at times out there.
Yeah, and you know the thing about trucking is time goes by so fast.
Mm-hmm.
You can look up, you can get in this truck and you can start driving when you look up a month been up pass by, and it feel like a day and a second. So time speeds up when you're in this industry. I mean, I can't believe, I'll never forget, my trainer told me that I wouldn't last 6 months and I've been here 6 years. So shout out to my trainer.
That is so awesome because I was in a similar boat. Like so many people told me you're not going to make it. Like I even had family tell me, certain family friends tell me you're not going to make it. You're making the biggest decision of your life. You don't realize. I had a lot of the guys tell me, which is surprising because they knew I was on a fire department. It's like, God, I went through a burn trailer. I went through a live burn trailer in full bunker gear, and you don't think I can handle a semi truck? Come on now. But no, I even had a lot of the guys say, you know, that's a man's job. You know, you don't realize those things don't have power. I was actually told that semis don't have power steering. Like, that's what I had so many guys tell me. Well, they don't have power steering. You're never going to be able to muscle, like, turning that rig. I'm like, really? Really? But I had so many people tell me that this is not for you. You're not going to make it. And I was so close to listening to some of them. And it's just, I'll take times and look back, like how far I've come, because like you say, it goes so fast. Like it really does. The years fly by. And looking back now, being all over the country, connecting with people like you in groups and doing the Fueling Our Heroes project, it's like, oh my God, those critics were wrong. Don't listen to your critics. If you know in your heart you need to do something, like go after it.
Try it, do it, and get it done. And done is better than perfect. One thing about our industry is it is all about technology. So it's revolving. So maybe a lot of I heard that as well. You know, with the power steering, the trucks not having it, but that was years ago. Now the updated trucks have they have really elevated to another level. And it's easy. It's like driving your car, pretty much. I mean, it's no different.
Mm-hmm.
I tell people I could drive a car. I could drive a truck better than I could drive a car any
Mm-hmm.
day. You know, you get used to this lifestyle, the trucking lifestyle. It's not like having a job and that
Mm-hmm.
you can clock in and clock out. I don't think we ever clock out of trucking. I think
Mm-mm.
even
We
on our
live
off
it.
days, we trucking.
That is so true. Yeah, we live this. It gets in your blood. But it really is. In a lot of ways, it is simpler than people realize. Like, I've had so many, even women that I've come across that have said, oh God, I could never drive one of those things. And it's like, yeah, you actually could, more than likely. You know, it's not as difficult as you think it is. There are I mean, I think the most challenging thing is when you're going to truck school. If you didn't grow up around trucks, you know, all of it's new. I had never been in a semi truck before. I will tell you how naive I was. I thought double clutching meant there were two clutch pedals. Like,
Oh wow.
here I am, Brittney in pink. I had no knowledge of a semi. I had driven a fire truck. That was it. I thought there was two clutch pedals in a semi truck. So anyway, learning that.
Yeah. And the funny thing, I'm a CDL instructor as well, and so when I was at the school, I used to say fifth wheel. The first time I say fifth wheel to the students, they are counting the tires, and I say, wait, a wheel and tire are two different things.
That is hilarious. It's like, where is this fifth wheel? We don't see a fifth wheel. That is so funny. But yeah, I mean, I think when you go to truck school, when you're not used to all of this, it gets overwhelming because you're dealing with FMCSA, laws, rules, regulations, how to do a logbook. Like, there are so many backing. I know our school even taught serpentine backing. Oh my God, I'm about to have a heart attack. I'm like, you're
Yeah.
serious? You want me to back zigzag between cones? Thank God it wasn't on the test. It was just like an extra thing they did. But I think those things put together get overwhelming. But the overall concept of driving a truck, as long as you get the safe practices down, it is like a big car. It really is.
It is, and so through the brand, that's why what's dear to my heart. The most favorite thing that I do is I get into the communities and I show them the truck. I give them the opportunity to take that view, to look at it, to touch it, to feel it, to blow our horn.
Mhm.
That's one of the most important things that I did as getting my CDL is I actually went and rode in the truck with someone. So if you're interested in getting into your CDL, I would suggest, hey, jump in a truck with someone and see if this is the type of lifestyle that you want to live.
Definitely. I think that can be so valuable. I know Sadie, she grew up in trucking, and she was, of course, my partner. She's with CDL Life. And she doesn't have a CDL, but she grew up around trucking. You know, she remembers being in the truck with her dad when she was like 12. And she rode with me, and we did this project together, giving out food to truck drivers all across the country. And even her, like, there was so much she didn't like realize had changed, for one, in our industry, and two, how many little things that she picked up just being in the truck with the driver and going through the routines, and it was really enlightening for her. It really was.
That's awesome for her to have the opportunity for you to give her the opportunity to do that. And I just want to say thank you to her while we on the air, because
Mhm.
what y'all did was very important. Y'all helped so many drivers. And I just want to say thank you for my community. Thank you as a trucker, for taking the time out to be able to give back.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much. It was such an honor. To me, the smiles meant everything. Like, there were so many drivers, guys. Like, and I've said this in some of the other videos, but we literally did come across owner ops and truckers that they had been sitting for days, because not only the owner ops with the freight rates being down, not only are they struggling, but the overall freight had reduced too. So just company drivers, they weren't getting paid. Like, they were sitting in parking lots, and some were going days without food. And just to see the smiles on their faces, and we had several guys that they looked at us, like, we came up to the truck and handed them food, and they're like, why are you guys doing this? You know, when they realized we weren't selling anything, they're like, wait, why are you doing this? Can we pay you? Like, what? It's like, no. This is for you. Why? Because we appreciate you. America appreciates you. People are waking up to everything that you do. And we wanted to say thank you. And that meant the world to them. Like, you would see tears. You would see smiles. Like, that moment was priceless.
It is. It is. And you never know what situation someone is in. So doing a kind gesture goes a long way.
Mm-hmm. It sure does. It sure does. It's like ripple. It's like if you ever drop like a little pebble in a pond or a lake, you see those ripples. Like, the ripples go out. I don't think all of us realize just how many lives we impact by doing what seems to us like the smallest thing. Like, so many lives are impacted. Somebody could have been like feeling like everything was ending for them, and the smallest thing that you say changed their thought process. Like, they may have been thinking of, you know, not wanting to exist anymore, and a simple smile, like a simple courtesy to somebody else, and that changed them around. Like, that was their moment. And I just think that's so powerful. Like, that's so powerful.
It is, definitely.
So what do you think, in the trucking industry as a whole, what do you find the most difficult or challenging, or what do you think the most difficult thing is for women in general getting into the trucking industry?
The biggest hurdle that I see that we are facing is to make sure that women are being protected and safe. Not just women, but women and men as well. When it comes to harassment in this industry and stuff like that, you know, last year, the Real Women in Trucking made a petition and got people to sign it about to stop harassment and sexual harassment and stuff like that in this industry. I think that has been the biggest challenge, is to be able to make sure that we're having some rules and guidelines for protection.
Mm-hmm. That is so good. Yeah, I definitely agree. And it's great to see groups like S.H.E Trucking and Real Women in Trucking. I love what all of you guys are doing. And I think the power is in the relationships, the coming together, the raising awareness for issues in the industry. Like, I think that's the most powerful thing, is realizing that we're not alone. Like, we're in this together, and backing each other up is so powerful.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So I have to ask, I think I'm going to start asking this with various guests, but I know in my life, like, I've went through some really low moments, and I've talked about it in some of my past vlogs, but I remember having one time, I call it my 7-cent moment. And it's a moment where everything was falling apart. I was going through a bankruptcy. I was being evicted from my home for something that wasn't my fault. It wasn't something that I did. It was discrimination. And long story short, I remember being so broke. Like, I was in a McDonald's parking lot after work, and I remember searching, like, just for a nickel, for a dime, for um, pennies, for anything to order off the dollar menu. And I had tears in my eyes. Like, it was the most hurtful thing because I realized I'm literally at this point where I feel like it's the lowest in my life. Like, I feel betrayed by so many people, and I'm going through all this stuff. So I call it my 7 cent moment. And I like to ask, like, what is your 7 cent moment? Like, have you been through a time that just seems challenging, whether it's financial or whether you just felt like you were up against the wall? And how did you get through that?
Absolutely. Oh my goodness. Last year, I had two incidents where I felt like it was the roughest time of my life. And the first one was being stranded. I was left stranded by owner operator through I'm gonna say Landstar, and because that's where I was from. And the lady, she towed the truck off and left me stranded, and that was one of the most degrading times of my life. I was trying to get back home to safety. But it taught me a lot. It taught me to plan, and it taught me to prepare for anything, to be aware, to watch my surroundings, to trust, make sure that I have everything that I need. The second thing that happened right in June of last year, it'll be a year coming up here, I was involved in a car accident. And, oh, my goodness, literally, I couldn't drive the truck anymore. So, even though I was in a car, it affected my job where I couldn't drive. And so that was a rough time. When you go from making, our income that we take sometimes, take for granted every week, and then now you have nothing. Through that struggle, like I said, it taught me to plan. It taught me to prepare. And that's, hey, a piece of trucking anyway. We have to plan our routes. We have to plan our day and think ahead, making sure that you have money to get back home in case anything happens. You never know. Keeping a credit card on you at all times so you can book a Uber or book a plane or or you can book a rental car, to be able to pack your stuff up and go.
Yeah,
to rent a hotel room.
I was going to say you could have like $1,000 cash, and the problem is people don't take it. Like, everything runs on debit credit card nowadays. And I don't think a lot of people realize that.
Absolutely. Cash doesn't have any value like it used to. So you definitely need those cards, and making sure that you cover yourself and planning on. I always tell people, at least if you don't do anything, keep $200 on a credit card. Keep at least $200 on a credit card for emergencies.
Absolutely. So what happened with the getting stranded?
Well, I was delivering my load, and when I came out of the receiver, the truck was being towed off. If it was not for the TIER program, Real Women in Trucking has a program called TIER, and it's an emergency relief program for drivers. And Desiree Wood, she just guided me to safety. I could not think at that time. Everything was going on at one time, and I just couldn't think. But I just want to say that this industry that we are in is a big family. It was so many people who reached out to help. It was so many people who said kind words, and also I realized it was a lot of people who have been through what I was going through at that time. A lot of people said, hey, I've been there. I've been stranded by companies and stuff like that. When they let you go and you could live all the way in Florida, and then you with a company that's out of California, and they just say, you know what, you're fired. You got to find your own way home. So, I realized that it's so many people who go through that daily. And it was time to implement programs. It was time to, we took a couple we started thinking of ways to help. I really started thinking of how can I help where the next person wouldn't get into the situation that I was in, you know. But it was a life learning lesson. Um, so it prepared me to make sure that never, ever, 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 ever happen again. One of the things I realized too is if trucking, if you no longer long, excuse me, if you no longer can drive a truck, what's your plan B?
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, like drivers right now with the rates being low. Okay, well, you know, I was one of the people that sat my truck for a month. So, you
Mm-hmm.
know, it was important for me to figure out, okay, what else can I do? So just thinking of that plan B, always having that plan B ready to execute in case anything happens. Because our industry is changing. You know, we're going
Mm-hmm.
through a change right now. We don't know what that change is gonna be. We know that they talked about the autonomous trucks and all kind of stuff. We don't know when it's gonna happen. So you have to plan and you have to be ready and save money is the number one key.
You really do. You really do. And the thing is, like, we see this in everything around us, and you have a lot of ancient holy books, and I've read a lot of them, but there's a lot of good wisdom in getting back to the basics, and that's that winter's going to come. Like every year, winter's going to come. Sometimes it's going to be a little late. Sometimes you'll think summer's never going to end. It's still hot. Or sometimes winter's never going to end. It keeps snowing, especially up here in Kansas City. But the thing is, winter will come, spring will come, summer will come, the droughts will come. And I think we're
Right.
experiencing that in our industry. And I think the big lesson is do what we can to be prepared. I know not everybody has been able to. I know I, in the past, wasn't able to. I literally lost everything. Like, I had to start from scratch. And hopefully, I pray to God that I'm better prepared this time around. But, the key, I think, is to be prepared.
Absolutely. And I'm looking at some of the comments. Miss Antoinette Buckner, she said, "Is there any advice for new drivers, which is the best company to enter?"
Mhm.
So, on my website, SHETrucking.com, I actually have a list of schools. If you click on the menu, it'll say trucking schools. And those are schools that we recommend. They are sponsored schools that you can go to, where you don't have to pay anything out of pocket. We have a couple, and we also attach the list where you can look up under your state to find schools in your area.
Mhm. That is so good. That's such an excellent resource. I was looking over it this afternoon, and just to have those resources for new drivers, like, that's incredible. By the way, while we're still talking, do we have time to take some callers if people want to call in and ask some questions?
Absolutely.
Awesome.
I'm so excited to answer any one question. Ask away.
That is awesome. Okay, so if you guys want to join the conversation, there's a little delay in the stream, but I'm putting the phone number up on the screen. It is 1-888-322-7753. That's 1-888-322-7753 if you want to join the conversation. When you call, it'll prompt you, walk you through it, but you press 1, it'll put you on hold, and your call will stay in queue until we patch you in. But yeah, if you have a question for Sherie or about the trucking industry, a comment, you just want to give your input, definitely give us a call and I will patch you in. Let's see. I was actually pulling up the comments myself when you said that too. So let's see. Linda says, if I can get my life worked out right, I want to start at CRE. Don't care if they don't pay much. Free training, only 1 year out of my life. And then I can decide where to go from there. That's one thing. I don't know if you've noticed that too, but I've had these drivers, these people getting started, in trucking, and they'll want to get the top pay, the best benefits. And I definitely recommend researching companies like who's got a great history and reputation of backing their drivers and training and so forth. But I think the focus needs to be get your foot in the door, get some good road experience, build your resume. You know, you're never going to get the best job when you first start something. You know, it's all about building that resume, and then, you know, you get a year, 2, 3 in under your belt, you can go about anywhere.
Right. And you know, it's a lot of apprenticeships out here. Y'all, people don't realize what all the options you have. So, Miss Linda, could you tell us what state you're in? Because depending on that state, I can offer you some better schools as well to be able to choose from. Stevens Transportation has a great program. It's a lot of companies that have great programs like Prime, and we have our ROHEL, Rail. Those are some great programs where they will pay you while you're in school, so you can still, you know, take care of yourself, take care of your family, and those are the first 2 schools that I actually 3 schools that I recommend.
Awesome. It looks like we have a caller. Let me patch in our first caller here. Let's see if I can add them to the call. It's kind of a new process, guys, so bear with me. Oh, there we go. Merge with call. Hey, you're on air live. Can you hear us?
Lockout men.
Oops. Did we lose them? Lockout men? Lockout men. That's another podcast. I don't know if you've heard of him, the Lockout Men podcast. He is awesome. I was actually a guest on that podcast. If you can try to call us back, I am still trying to figure out how to patch these calls in. Sometimes it glitches out and it will drop the call before I can patch it through. So definitely give us a call back, Lockout Men. And anybody else that wants to give us a call, the number is 1-888-322-7753 to join the conversation. And we'll see if we can patch that back in. It looks like it's trying to come through here. Give it a second.
If you're, I found out they all have automatic.
Lockout men.
To accept this call.
U.S. Express is another company that has all automatics as well.
Awesome. Lockout Men, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Awesome.
What's going on?
Hey, haven't heard from you. How are you doing?
Hello.
What are you talking about? You haven't heard from me, man. I just sent you the link a while ago to let you know that I dropped our interview on the page. What's going on with you?
Oh my God! I must have looked right over it. I can't believe I didn't see that.
No. You busy.
No
I already
excuses.
told you the American trucker. You hear what I'm saying? What's going on, ladies? How y'all doing?
Hello, we're fine.
All right, so without knowing that Sharae Moore was on the live feed tonight, I really wanted to call in and ask you, what are the headphones are you wearing? Because I am digging them headphones. I mean, I got a pair of $250 headphones, but I'm liking yours. What are the headphones are you wearing?
Oh, my headphones? God, I don't even know. I got these. These are DJ headphones that I found on Amazon. Let me see if it's got a name on it. No, it doesn't. I'll have to check my Amazon orders and get back with you. So I was just hoping they would work for the podcasting thing, and thankfully they have.
Okay. How much you pay for them?
Oh God, I don't think it was very much. I was thinking it was like under $50. I don't think it was very expensive.
Okay. Yeah, mine is like 250. But still, I'm always in the market for new equipment. Miss Moore, what's going on with you?
Nothing much. Just sitting. Hey, I'm excited. Well, we got you on. I'm excited. I can't wait to do a podcast with you.
Yeah. I shouted you. You know, I shouted you when you did your live feed on Instagram and all like that. So I came up in your live feed and chopped it up with you there. And then, and lo and behold, I get the good notification from Brittney, and I click on the stream, and boom, there's your little picture up in the corner. I'm like, oh, whoa, okay, that's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah. Show my sister some love. We had to come.
Oh no. Yeah, no doubt. You know, she's the American trucker. That's all I can say. I wish I had I'm talking through my little mini setup. I don't have my whole setup with the sound effects and everything, but I was, just imagine a bomb dropping every time I say American trucker.
That's awesome. You're gonna have to give me those sound effects too. I like those sound effects that you use.
Well, I tell you what, I can send it over to you. Just do I still get your email? If I don't have your email, just email me at lockoutmanpodcast@gmail.com, and then I'll send you a few that I got. But yeah, ladies, like I said, I ain't calling in for nothing. I have a Truckers Talk Live tomorrow. The conversation is going to be about something. Damn it, man! I forgot what the topic was going to be. Is something's worth it? I know, not trucking. Is trucking worth it? As of right now, I don't think trucking's worth it. But we got a conversation going tomorrow. So just check in sometime after 5 o'clock. So make sure you got the notification. But I'm not going to hold you up.
Live? Are you doing it live now?
No, I'm not. No, I'm going to do it tomorrow. It's going to be tomorrow after 5 o'clock.
And it's live?
Yeah, it's going to be live tomorrow.
Oh, that is awesome. Awesome.
Yeah.
How can people find it?
Yeah, I use just go to my YouTube page, subscribe, and hit that all button on the bell, and that's it. As soon as I pop up, it should send you a notification. But we all know how this YouTube shit is. So
yeah, definitely. Lockout Men Podcast. Go check them out.
It is what it is. Well, everybody, I appreciate you giving me the time. Right quick, I'll go ahead and probably shave this little thing and probably put it on a promo or some shit like that. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
But Miss Sharae Moore, I will definitely be looking forward towards our chop up on Tuesday. So you have a good Memorial Day, ladies. You have a good Memorial Day. Don't eat too much. And yeah, that's it. We are gone.
Nice.
Later, ladies.
See ya.
Thank you for coming on. Thank you for the support, everyone who's tuning in. Awesome. Thank you all.
Oh my God, I love his podcast too. Like his radio voice is perfect. Like I don't know, he's so fun to talk to too. He's full of energy and. Yeah, definitely go check him out. Lockout Men Podcast. We do have another caller coming in. So let me see if I can patch in another call.
From
Tasha.
To accept this call.
Tasha, you are live on the air.
Hey. Okay, so it's been a long time.
Oh
it's nice to have a live podcast.
Yes, I was wanting to talk to you anyway. This is perfect timing.
Yes. So a lot has happened since the last time we talked, and I wanted to bring up just an idea for you. If you guys want to be a little bit of part of you guys' conversation here. something I would love to hear from both of you awesome ladies and from, people that are listening is both their best and their worst experience when starting, like getting into trucking in general, when it comes to being a female truck driver, because I have some stories to tell, which I'm not going to tell you right now. I'll tell you them later. But it's some stuff, dude. Like the stuff that I've been going through lately is so insane, and you would really think that like people would be scared of the legalities and stuff by this time, but it's like, I don't know, it's just crazy what people do.
It really is. It really is. I think that would be a very good discussion. And I was going to ask you, so are things on hold with the trucking side for right now? I don't want to put you on the spot, but
no, it's basically I'm just kind of sitting back. I pushed it way too far with my leg, and chances are I have to go see a surgeon again. Because I can't just sit down and not do anything. So I did a little too much. Hopefully it's not the case, but either way, I'm not going to put everybody else on the road in jeopardy because of a weak knee. So until further notice, I'm driving my automatic truck. I guess I could get into that. Hi.
How you doing? I've been through, a couple of things, and what I learned, if you're not able to, actually operate and drive, look into dispatching. A lot of people look for dispatchers. It's, so also through your time of healing, you can look at other avenues where you can be at home and still, live through the trucking life until you get stronger and you're ready to come on, out here.
Yeah. That's a good thought. It's just not meant for me. I'm not the type that can just kind of sit down. So I've got a farm that I keep up on my own, and so that keeps me pretty busy by itself. But
you do a lot.
Dispatch is my friend, but I definitely, I do a lot. I'm always doing that. I can't just sit there.
You like staying
I don't know.
busy.
I think that's what I like about trucking, though. It's because you get away from it all. Probably the best feeling I've ever got was behind the wheel. The only thing that in my mind is me in the truck, and the trailer behind me. That's it.
I definitely understand.
Especially at 53 foot.
By the way, guys, let me just show you guys something. I'm gonna bring this on the screen. This is Tasha, right here. You can see her in the background. I have a picture of you, like.
Okay, I can't see it, so. I hope it's a good one.
Yes, this is her. She went through truck school and got her CDL and everything. So I've actually got her on my motivation board back here. And I like to keep track of like people who have contacted me and said, oh my God, you inspired me. Or because of watching the videos, I've gone out and got my CDL. So I like keeping track of that because it keeps me motivated.
Yeah. Fun fact, I did go with a trucking company. It was not a regular one. It's just a farm, not so much a trucking company. But, farm life is huge for me. And so I think that's going to be my new avenue. But my issue is, again, my knee because no farms have automatic trucks. Back to square one. Come on, goat.
And I really love that picture because it said a lot. How we sit in the truck and, like, I think, Brittney, you said this, how we kind of window shop with the world. We get to see so much. And that's an awesome picture of you. It really speaks a lot about what we do.
Well, thank you. Thank you. I so much really appreciate that. And I'm sorry, but I've seen both of your posts and everything, but I love the fact that you actually took it a step further and made a group and was like, hey, S.H.E Trucking, you know what I mean? Like, we could do this as a team, and you are like one of those people that actually reaches out and says, hey, you need a hand up, instead of, oh, look at them, they're struggling. I can't stand that. Everybody struggled at some point. I don't care if you were born and raised into it. At some point you were struggling, No matter what the struggle was, you had it. You had questions, things you just didn't understand, and it is what it is. When I got behind the wheel, it was natural. It came to me, but I've been driving all kinds of crazy lifted trucks and stick shifts and all kinds of stuff, so it didn't matter to me. Backing wasn't a big deal for me either because I've been doing that stuff forever. Just, with more sketchy things like lifted trucks and trailers that are obviously too long to be hauling, stuff like that. But then I had issues with my pre-trip inspection. That was huge for me because I'm not a terminology person. And a lot of your peoples in your group and some other people, whenever I would comment, they would jump on there and be like, hey, yeah, no, this is what I did. And somebody gave me the bright idea of taking your left hand on and putting it on your door and then following it all the way around your cab, all the way to the right. And as you're following anything that you could have touched, you got to say something about for the in cab, That was huge for me. That's what stuck.
Oh, so thank you so much. I'm so happy to hear that our community has helped in any kind of way because it's a support system, and you don't think of those type of things, So thank you so much. That's awesome.
No, thanks y'all. Because there's a lot of stuff I just don't do just because, that's my whole life is being around, the guy stuff. And, either half the guys are laughing at me for it or the other half have to give me crap about it or try and hit on me for it, So it's a little bit frustrating in a lot of different situations. So I didn't bother with it for a long time. But once I seen you guys kind of coming out I was like, oh, I can go do this. Let me go jump it up. Let me show them boys how it is. I had so much fun. It was probably the best experience, and my school was 100% on board with me.
That is
It was awesome.
I love your attitude. Now, you worked on motorcycles before this, didn't you?
Yeah, I do a lot.
That is so awesome. That is so awesome.
Girl, you know, from the police department, the fire department, all that stuff. We've been through the works of the men's trades.
That is awesome.
I think a lot of us have that in common. A lot. Not just you and me. I feel like there's a lot of women that are trucking right now that have been through a lot of predominantly men places of work, per se. And I don't know, I feel like this is like a common denominator here.
I do too. I
feel
like
gives us that rush, but also that peace.
Exactly. That coming together. We're kicking ass, taking names, and inspiring others to do great things. I love it.
Yeah.
Hey, Erica.
All right, well, go ahead. I'm going to jump off of this crazy.
I want to ask you a question before you go. When you say you're into farming, can you, because that was very interesting. It's different because, the first thing they teach us is just, the drive-in, the box, or the refrigerated, So what do you mean? Like when you say I'm into farming and that's the type of trucking I want to go into, or you mean like hauling?
Farming, I want to haul livestock. I don't mind running the poop shooter and all that stuff too, because, any farm needs a hand and some things, always hauling livestock. But that's like my big dream, I guess you can call it. With the day that I could go out and haul some livestock across the state and, not include the poop shooter day. That's the day I knew I made it. I did what I wanted to do. Everybody has their thing, right?
That's awesome. I want you to also check out Miss P.G. Napier. Miss Pam has a pink truck, and that's what she does. She hauls cattle. So I was thinking that's what she was talking about. You have to follow her. Like, she's the bomb. She's been doing it for a long time, and I know she can give you a lot of pointers and help you out in following your dream.
Yeah, because, I always thought, like, okay, I got my taker endorsement and my doubles and everything like that. And although, you got to, understand the shifts and all that good stuff. I've done this a lot beforehand, just not with actual air brake trucks, So I've had big old 500-gallon water jugs and whatnot that I have to haul around. Just little stuff, that maybe you shouldn't have done type of thing, but I have. And so once you understand, a lot of that stuff is kind of common sense after that. So that I already had that with me. But some things I do consider, the livestock is, you got cows that are completely unpredictable back there. Very heavy cows. The one good heartbreak and your whole entire, your whole trailer is coming at you. Things like that. And I don't want to hurt any of my livestock. So I do have some questions, and that'd be really cool to be able to talk to her.
Oh,
would
is
be
it a
awesome.
baby?
Excuse me, I
Can I
have
hear
a
in the
little one.
background?
Yeah.
Okay, so while you on as well, how do your child think? What does she think about like these big old trucks? You know.
I mean, I've raised my girls to do what they want to do, regardless of what anybody thinks about it. And I have the same perspective as what I try and instill in my kids is anybody can do anything. I don't care what it is. Anybody can do anything. You just got to set your mind to it. And if you're not automatically good at it, you can get good at it. You know. And when it comes to the big trucks and stuff, like I said, I'm around big old trucks. I've been around big old trucks my whole life. I mean, my truck that I drive, my daily driver, is on an 8-inch lift of 37. You know, so it's not really a new thing for my kids or for anybody else in my family to be around big trucks or big trailers for that matter. And then on top of that, I was raised around construction grounds, so hauling low boys and whatnot, especially with sketchy trucks, you shouldn't be hauling them. Things like that. It's kind of natural to everybody.
That's awesome. Kids love the trucking world.
Mm-hmm.
They love it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, especially when you get the lights going, good air horn. Not in the city. But anyways, I will let you girls go. But thank you for talking to me, and thank you for that reference. I surely will be hitting her up.
Awesome. So good to talk to you.
Thank you. I'll be hitting you up too, by the way, Brittney.
Okay, that would be
You're welcome.
great.
Nice to meet you.
Mhm.
All right, bye.
Talk soon. I think we have another caller that is in queue. Let me take a look here. Let's see. Yeah, it's so nice to hear from Tasha. Like, she's been through so much and she's done so much. She is a go-getter. Like, we talked on the phone for like an hour one day, and just the things that she's done has been amazing. Let me go ahead and put another caller on.
From
Lee Leonard.
to accept.
Lee, you are on the air.
Yeah, my dad was a truck driver for about 20-some years. He drove, I don't know what he drove.
For 20 years?
Yeah.
That's
that's
awesome. My dad is a truck driver as well, so that's awesome.
And then I got some friends that's truck drivers too.
That is awesome. That is awesome. So do you keep up with the trucking industry, or have you ever
Yeah, I'm
been in
on
trucking,
CDL
or?
Life and everything.
Oh, are you? That is awesome.
Yeah.
So have you ever thought of getting your CDL?
No, I don't have my license, but I keep up with them.
So what's your favorite thing about the truck?
I've rode and run. Yeah. And I noticed, Brittney, you're on CDL Life too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for those that don't know, I am on CDL Life, and you can definitely follow me over there. They also have a really cool feature that you can kind of see where other members are at, or at least your friends. You can friend people on CDL Life, and one of the cool things, they have a map that shows you where all of your friends are at, so you can meet up and hang out, and it's really cool.
See, where I live from my house, I'm 2 miles from Bill's truck stop.
Mm-hmm. From which truck stop?
Bill's truck stop.
I'm
in
not
Lexington.
familiar. I'm not familiar with that truck stop. All right, what
North Carolina.
city? Oh, North Carolina. Okay.
Where I live from my house, I'm 2 miles from Bill's truck stop.
Awesome. You might have to turn down your feed in the background. I can hear their program coming through.
Hold on.
Uh-huh.
Is that better?
Yes. Yes, you're good. You're good. So
Because
do you
I'm watching you on stream, too.
Oh, awesome. Awesome.
Yeah.
So do you have any questions for Sherie or for us about trucking?
No. I was just letting y'all know. I knew some truck drivers, and I still follow y'all. I'm on there every day. I've done got 10 stolen badges on there now on CDL Life.
Oh, wow. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
That is wonderful.
Well, thank you for following and thank you for being a supporter of truckers. It's really important
And
to
I
us.
liked the page. I just went over there and liked it here a little bit ago.
Well, thank you so
awesome.
much. I appreciate it.
Yep.
Awesome, awesome. Well, it's so good to hear from you. And thank you for
All right.
calling.
Yes, ma'am.
Have a good night.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.
I think we have another caller coming through. We have a lot of callers tonight. This is awesome. This is awesome. It's so nice to hear from everybody.
Absolutely.
Let's see. Yeah, I know there's one caller in queue. They're floating around. Oh, here it comes. Sometimes there's a delay before it comes through the phone. Let's put them on. Oops.
If to accept this call, press 1. To send the caller into voicemail.
Hey, you're on air live. Who is? Oh, are you there?
I'm here.
Okay, there we go. I didn't catch who it was calling. Usually it tells me a name, but it cut out, so.
My name is Chris Ward. I drive a truck for Talbot Logistics. It's a place out of Raleigh, North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
And I see you guys on the road all the time. I don't really know what exactly you're doing with the phone lines. I just figured, hey, it's the first time I've been following you guys for a while. Like I said, I see you guys all the time, so I really have never had a chance to say hey or whatnot through the comments, stuff like that.
Awesome. That's awesome. That's awesome. So how long have you been driving?
About 10 plus years. Pretty much lived in North Carolina my whole life. I've got a new 2020 Cascadia right now. I drove an old FLD for the longest time. But I do like the truck. It's very luxurious, I guess.
Mm-hmm. How
so you guys,
I was gonna say, how have you been with the whole COVID-19 and freight situation? Are they keeping you rolling?
Yeah, of course, business slowed down compared to what it used to be before all this mess has started. I've pretty much been rolling the whole time, but we have some loyal customers, and they haven't been really affected, But for the most part, it was really busy at first. A bunch of medical supplies. I don't know if you guys know who Samaritan's Purse is. It's a relief company.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a non-profit organization. So I've done a lot of runs through picking up at PTI in Greensboro, North Carolina for them, and some out north of Wilkesboro. And just about every run I've done for them has been going to Central Park, New York, and it's always the same up there. But I don't know, the first load I run up there, they didn't have all the tents and stuff set up yet, but the newscast and everybody was lined up out there. And then the second run and the third run, I started noticing like less people, no newscasts, and then I don't know. I haven't run up there in about 2 weeks, but the last time I went there, it was kind of like 2 cops and a couple people working. I couldn't see in the tents, and I really wouldn't want to, but I don't. It's just been busy like this everywhere. As much as I do, the hardest part about being out here right now is the fact that you can't go in and sit down and eat anywhere. And after being in this truck all day long, I really am getting tired of seeing all 4 walls. So
no kidding.
Once all this is over with, I'm so ready just to go sit down on a day off and have me a drink and some Mexican food and just relax without having to do all this in the truck.
I hear you completely. It's like our world's changed so much. It's almost like you're in the twilight zone. You know, I cannot wait for things to get back to normal, at least as much as they can be.
Right. You guys are staying pretty busy, I'm sure.
We are. Yeah, I've been really surprised. I know at RTI we have a lot of dedicated accounts, so our drivers have stayed really busy. Um, but
Right.
with the Fueling Our Heroes project and doing that the last couple weeks, yeah, we have been rolling. Like we hit 15 cities the first week and then another 15 the next. So we definitely stayed moving every day. It was a lot. It was a lot of work, but it was so worth it. It was so worth it to connect with people and hear the stories and everything else. And we all feel the same. I mean, I hear the common thread is, especially when this started, all the restaurants closed down. And I understand the truck stops responding how they did because they were trying to, they're trying to comply with state and federal mandates and so forth. And so they shut down all the hot food, but it left the drivers in the dark. Like all of a sudden at the end of the shift, like you said, you want to sit down and have a meal. And some drivers were in a position they didn't have food. And it's like, where's the food? There's potato chips now, but that's it.
Yeah. I'm not big on eating a lot of truck stop food. I mean, obviously, it's not really good for you after a while eating the same thing. But here lately, I've just been wanting a couple things off the roller grill. I just want a cheap couple hot dogs or something. You walk in here and there's nothing. And then the truck stops, the stores are bare just like anywhere else. And back to our accounts that we have with some of our customers, though, it did have an impact on a lot of them. We do have dedicated customers, of course, that are essential businesses that are still open. That's what's kept us afloat. But we're a smaller business. We're not nobody like CR England or Prime or anybody like that. So with us being a smaller business, I mean, we have a good authority account. People know who we are, and we've done good runs and stuff. But there's non-essential businesses that we do run for that are closed. So our fleet has went down tremendously with drivers. So we're just barely staying afloat with that, just with our dedicated runs and our essential businesses that are our essential customers, really. So that does hurt business a lot, but I don't own the company. I just work for the company. My boss man assured me that I'm well taken care of, and I mean, obviously, I got a little bit of whatever you want to call severance pay to help me help me out a little bit, and hopefully we can get through all this mess though, and business is going to pick back up because there's times like right now I'm on a 34-hour reset. And I could have actually kept on driving over the weekend if there was more businesses on the load boards or more loads on the load board. We couldn't find anything right now where I'm at in PA. So I told them shut me down till Monday, and we'll see what happens Monday.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I just wanted to pop in and say, hey, Britt, y'all stay safe and keep America rolling.
Thank you so much. It's so good to hear from you. So. You have a great night. Be safe. And
all right, y'all too.
See you in the comments.
All right, roll on.
Roll on. Okay, it looks like we have another caller here. Are you still good on time, Sherie?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I don't want to tie you up if you have to go anywhere. Okay. Let me try to put another caller through.
From
Barry.
To accept this call, press 1.
Hey, Barry, you're on the air live.
Hey, Brittney, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good tonight. Because my computer wants to work with me. It's been having issues, but I got it up and going about 600 times. I was seeing here in the comment section that people were asking about the best companies for working with, and I know a lot of like your newer companies now, they're going automatic and doing away with standard size trucks. With both you both driving, I know a lot of people were asking for your input on what would just feel it's better off with the companies getting into it now with them having the automatic versus stick shift.
Mm-hmm. Asking what about the automatic and stick shift?
I know a lot of people were asking, since now with the trucking agencies, with everything changing, and we do know it's changing a lot faster. I know a lot of people were talking about the changeover with everybody going automatic now instead of having standard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. That's a good. That's a good discussion to have for sure. So thank you for calling, and I'll we'll answer that off the air and then take some more calls. Thank you for calling, Barry.
Hey, not a problem. I know because a lot of people were asking that with the thing. I actually recently, within the past couple of days, I went back on. I'm back to driving trucks now. Here, I got off the road for quite a while, and I'm like, I don't want to do it anymore. But now I'm getting back into it. I'm picking up what's called Penske Logistics. I've been driving for them for the past week now. So it's a little hard because getting back into it, everything has changed since when I was a lot younger. Like I said, driving off the family farm, and now everything's changing. It's like I wish they would have turned around and told us this in school, like, hey, yeah, you got to renew everything, but they decided not to turn around and tell me that, oh, everything's different now. What I'm used to.
Yeah, I hear you. Definitely.
And the hardest thing is just, like, I'm so used to the trucks when I was driving. We had our logbook separate where it didn't have anything to do with our truck. And now it's like you get these companies and their logging book systems are built right into the truck where you don't have a choice. You either have like a couple minutes to turn around, park the truck somewhere before it automatically shuts your truck down itself, or you're basically screwed.
Wow, I didn't know about that. That's crazy.
Yeah, a couple of the companies, I'm not sure if Sherie knows about it. I know there are several companies out there where they have a system now where when your logbook runs out, it gives you 10 minutes to find someone to park your truck. Otherwise, it'll shut you down automatically, and you won't be able to turn the engine back over without punching in a second CDL driver's license number.
So absolutely, the ELD system, the electronic driving device, is what was passed last year. So everyone has to run on it unless your truck is a 99 or below. So and speaking on the automatic trucks, it's still a lot of companies who are doing manual, who are teaching manual. Most of the community colleges they have manual trucks, but you got your CR England, you have your U.S. Express, and a couple other companies that are just only doing the automatic. So you still have the option of learning manual, but as you said, they are heading down that automatic road. And I see maybe in the next 10 years or so where everything will be automated, so that's just the industry. That's just where the industry is going. Everything being computerized. Everything is running on a computer. So that's a good topic that you're bringing up. And thank you for calling. Like, that's awesome. And hey, keep on trucking.
Yeah, we have both the standard and automatics at work, and I mean it's so difficult because half of our drivers, if not more than half, only know the automatic truck. They were never taught on the standard. So it's kind of hard when they turn around and say, hey, we're going to send you out with a stick-shift truck. And they're like, what? I'm like, oh, here we go. I'm like,
yeah.
Boss, I'll take that run, send them on my run instead.
And you know what, bringing up that topic, I want to add in this. If you are going to one of the schools where the only option that you have to get your CDL is automatic, then when you transfer to a different company, you're on a restriction. That restriction goes on your license, where you have an automatic restriction. So you can't drive a manual truck, because you don't even know how. So once you're choosing the school, make sure that you can drive anything. You don't want that, unless you want that. a restriction, then try to avoid it so you can be able to work anywhere at any company.
Definitely.
Yeah, and I mean, and for me, it's a lot harder because I know Brittney is a former firefighter. I'm still working with the fire department now, and the one fire company that I'm running with for their fire district, we have a tiller truck, which is usually drawn by a tractor, but it's a different setup. And when the semi for the fire company goes down, we're ending up having to pull the trailer ladder out with another semi. So we're usually going to Penske or any rental company to get a big truck off them just to try and pull the trailers. And like for that, it's like knowing the standard is where I'm better off knowing standard, because a lot of your fire trucks, they have these I shifts in them where you can either run it automatic or manual. But sometimes a lot of these newer semi trucks, they don't want to pull those tiller trucks because they're not used to the heavy weight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I have in mind is an I shift in the Volvo.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I love I shift because sometimes it's a lot easier for driving, and yeah, I do admit you can turn around and do a little bit more faster speed, but every now and then it just feels good to have fun to sit back and just play with the gear shift.
It is. I completely agree. Totally. Well, thank you so much for calling, Barry.
Hey, anytime, and eventually we're going to have to figure out how to get Jake to stop echoing.
Jake, echo. We need to get Jake some pants. I've said for a while, it sounds so funny. My second week of doing this, we had a technical glitch, and I was going on about Jake and the echo, and, the mic's name's Jake. And all I did was it cut into the live stream. Like, it didn't broadcast any of that. It just started broadcasting when I said, oh my God, somebody get Jake some pants. And that's all people caught. They were like, what the hell did we just miss? But I wanted to get the microphones and khakis and like a little doll, like Jake from State Farm, like the red polo shirt. And it would be so funny.
Yeah. And it was like earlier today, it's like, I knew something was, never mind. This ain't good. What I was going to say.
You got a call?
Well, unfortunately, I will have to let you all go because I just got called out.
Okay, be safe, Barry.
So be safe. Be safe out there, everybody, and God bless you.
God bless you, too.
God bless you.
Yeah, bye-bye. Yep, bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye. Yeah, that was Barry. That's one of my moderators. He is awesome. And as you heard there in the background, he is a firefighter. So he's out there working, and occasionally you'll hear the call and he'll bail out and have to go take care of something. So, but I think that was a good point that he brought up. That's a big discussion right now, is the automatic versus the manual. And I guess my biggest criticism, like overall, I feel positive about a lot of the technology that has advanced in the trucking industry, because I feel like in a lot of ways it makes things much safer. I know my truck, when I set the cruise, it automatically distances you from the vehicle in front of you. And I love that. I love that because I don't have to think about it or get stressed out in traffic. It backs me off. I'm the appropriate distance. But I think the thing is that irks me the most is that some schools, like, they're giving people the option of only qualifying on automatic. And it's just unfortunate. Like, if I was going to do things over, when I went to school, they didn't have that option. It was like, you're going to learn everything. It's all or nothing. But I would encourage everybody going to a trucking school, do your research first. Check out SHETrucking.com. Check out their resources. Find a good school. And I encourage you to, take advantage of everything. Get your manual, get your automatic. You don't want to limit yourself. You want the most opportunities available. And there's a lot of companies, even local companies, guys, that only run manual. And there may be a time that you may get home with your family and have a great opportunity in the trucking industry, but you got to know a manual, and you don't need that to be the time that you're like, oh crap, I've never driven a manual.
Absolutely. And shout out to Barry, because the firefighter, that is a very important job that he does. So, we want to say thank you to them, if he's still listening in, or, because shout out to them. They're amazing, they are essential workers as well. I do want to add that I am so happy to be coming to RTI. Like, I'm so happy to join you all at RTI. I'm so excited.
Say, guys, we have a huge announcement. Sharae Moore is coming to RTI. I found out, what did you let me know, like a week ago, or not even that? I was so excited to find out she is coming to RTI. She's here. She's here.
Yes, it's a great company and I appreciate all the effort that they do, and making sure that drivers aren't just a number, that they are a part of the family. So thank you so much, and I'm so excited to be a part of the team.
That is so exciting. I'm so happy to have you join the team. We've had so many fans come over, and I think we have another caller. I'm going to try to patch him in, but we've had so many YouTube. I swear we've had like 50 or more people come over from YouTube. It's like our own sub family here. It's really awesome. Okay, let's try to take another caller.
From Ohio.
All right, somebody from Ohio, you are on the air.
Hello, Brittney.
Hey.
Okay.
I was going to say, who is this? It cut off part of the recording.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did. So, otherwise known as Papa Kilo Tango there. Congratulations on getting your ticket.
On getting what?
Getting your ticket.
Ticket?
Yeah. Papa Kilo Tango. Your ham ticket. I sent you a book a couple of years ago.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, I got my ham radio operator's license about, I guess it's been a couple of years now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I just want to say hi and say you're quite inspiring, because I've been watching your YouTubes for a long time, and you're quite a survivor. I'm just totally impressed with all the stuff you've been through, and you're coming out on top and everything. It's just wonderful to see somebody just persevere like that.
Well, thank you so much. It has been a lot, and so many times, like I was talking to Sherie this afternoon, and there's so many times, like, I just, as a person, like, just emotionally, I feel like, oh, I'm not doing enough, or, I don't know. I think sometimes we don't see how powerful the little things are. Like we were talking about earlier, the smallest thing can change somebody's life. And it's just a matter of getting out there and doing it. For me, it's just a passion to inspire somebody else, and hopefully see the callers earlier. People are getting their CDLs, and
yes.
Trucker Style Sean, he started his own trucking company, and he's up to like 20 some odd trucks now. And Tasha Love, she called in earlier, just to see other people get inspired and do great things, like that drives me. That means everything to me.
Yeah, like I said, I just want to say hi really quick, and you've done very, very well. Like I said, there are some very, very dark days I saw you go through, but you're just just know how to persevere and survive. So I'll say goodbye for now. Okay.
Thank you so much for calling.
Okay, you're welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye.
He's right. You're pretty amazing, Brittney.
Well, thank you.
I just want to thank you for everything you do in our industry. It's you do so much, and you show us the way that we could, inspire so many people, so it's he's right. You're pretty awesome.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much. I think the best thing that we can do is be a light. Be a light for somebody else. And, it's like a match. It's like everything. Like if you start a big bonfire, right? It all starts with a match. It starts with one or two matches and it spreads and that light gets brighter. And I think we all have that effect on our world. Like, I think we all have such a powerful platform every day, everywhere we go. And it's so cool. Like, I just love being a part of that. Like, I think it's amazing. But I was going to say, before we have any other callers come in, I wanted to ask you, with everything that you do, because I'm so impressed by you. Like, I am impressed by everything you have done. And I'm sure it's stressful at times. How do you deal with, and maybe how can people who are in the trucking industry or owner ops, or they have a business or a lot of things going on social media, how can we deal with stress? Like, what are ways that we can, I don't know. First of all, how do you deal with stress and keep up with everything?
So I plan. That's a piece of it. I do a lot of planning, and one thing that I used to give out all the time when I was in the truck to drivers was a stress ball. If you go to any of the truck shows or any, a lot of times the companies, they'll give out these stress balls. Mm-hmm. So sometimes when I get stressed or nervous, especially when I'm nervous, I'll get that stress ball and I'll just squeeze it. But it's something that we all, go through, and taking deep breaths, practicing deep breath exercises has been very helpful. Very, very helpful. And then sometimes you just need to stop. You have to learn how to just stop and regroup. Sometimes you just got to take a moment and just say, okay, I got to stop this for now, and then come back to it. So
that is so good. I was going to say, speaking of planning, you have all kinds of planners and different materials that can help people with that. I've actually got one right here I'm putting up on screen. What is it? The S.H.E planner? Is that how you say that?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, this is so cool. Not only does it have a calendar, it's got a section for branding on how to start, like, focusing on your brands. I love this. Like, it's got a spot for your logo, your brand name, your mission statement, which is so important, because I know, as for me, I get so many things going on at once, that if you're not careful, you will lose focus. It's so important to step back and refocus and refire and everything else. And having a mission statement can get you back to that point where you're back on focus it brings you back to that point of where all this started, where your heart is, what this is really about. And it keeps you laser focused on what you're doing. Also, I noticed in here, there are all kinds of motivational quotes. Says here, stay strong, make them wonder how you're still smiling. That is so good. That is so good. I absolutely love this. But this is one of the things that's available on your website, right?
Well, actually, we have sold out of them. So they're not on the site anymore. Mm-hmm. And I just saved a couple so I can give to you and a couple other people. But so they're not. We just now have, the apparel just on the site. Mm-hmm. So hopefully maybe next year we'll come out with another planner and add to it and make it even better than this year.
That would be amazing. You have so many great merch items on your platform, and I just, once again, I know I keep saying it, but I think it's amazing what you do, and I think it's amazing how many women have come together to support each other. And like you were talking about earlier, how this thing kind of just grew. It's not like you sat in a room and you're like, I'm going to build this empire. You know, it was never about that. Like, it was organic. Like, it just kind of came together. And those are the most powerful platforms that you can see when something is alive. It is alive. That's why we as humans are so powerful. Like, we have such an effect on our world, on each other. It's because we're alive. We think, we feel, and we share things. And speaking of that, I think we may have another caller in queue. Maybe. We may have lost them. Let me see. Yeah, let's see if it comes through. I think we may have lost them. Jake, echo. Anyway, I think it's amazing what everything that you have done, and where do you see things going in the future with S.H.E Trucking and all of the platforms?
Brittney, I want to say thank you. Where I see it going is we're just going to keep on inspiring women. I know it's over 300,000 women in the industry. And so we have only, been able to reach just a percentage of that. So my goal is to be able to, continue to be a resource to the community, to men and women as well, in the industry. We just want to really just keep on providing resources for women to inspire them to be whatever they want to be, to follow their dreams, And the future of the brand, like you said, is organic. And we have accomplished so much in a short period of time. This is our 3rd year with the brand. So I don't know. I don't know exactly like where it's gonna go, but I do know it's gonna be awesome, and I definitely would like for everyone to stay along for the journey, And if you want to support, go to our website. You can go to SHETrucking.com and purchase our merchandise because that helps us reach our goals.
Awesome. Let's see if we got time to take one more caller here. I noticed one's waiting in queue somewhere. I have it to where it kind of cycles through just behind the scenes. It forwards to a cell phone. If you guys are ever curious how this works, is it will go through a 1-888 number, and then it will forward it through a call queuing and then to a cell phone ultimately. So sometimes it takes a minute. Like right now, I can see it on the screen, and then right now it's starting to beep through. So let me see if I can add this caller.
From Nick Mason.
Hey, Nick, you are live on the air.
Hey,
how's it going?
it's going. Isn't that the answer everybody's supposed to say?
Right. How's it really going?
Just fine, actually. It's been hot out today, so I've been hibernating next to my AC unit.
I take it you don't do well in the heats.
No, I rather it be snowy and cold.
I am the same way. Jordan calls me Bunny. That's my nickname, Bunny. And I keep telling Jordan, I'm a snow bunny. I like the snow. I like the colds. I melt in the heat.
Anything over 70, like, I break out in, like, a heat rash, and it's just horrible. I hate the heat. Because in the winter, you can always make yourself warm again. Light a fire.
That is so true.
Well, so you were talking about ways to, like, de-stress and whatnot, and so I was commenting a little bit, but I don't know. It doesn't seem like we really talk about any of the comments coming through.
Yeah, I miss a lot of them. We have like multiple feeds that come through, so they fly like so fast. Sometimes it's hard to catch.
Yeah, and so I actually work in mental health, and I've worked with children, I've worked with adults, psychiatric units, the whole shebang.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually have like a list over 100 plus things you can do, coping skills. And one of my things that I'm actually going to be making, hopefully the next week, is I'm building a poster of affirmations, anything that makes me happy. Positive words, a picture of myself. Well, probably not a picture of myself. Not yet. But just building something that I can look at every day and be like, this is me, I got to do this, and I'll be okay, type of thing.
Right.
Which I think is awesome. Like, and in the trucks, at least the ones that you all sleep in, you could put that on the ceiling where you sleep and kind of just remind yourself of all the positive things, and you can do it. And, you know, mine would be filled with nature and middle of the woods stuff, but
I started
you know,
to
everybody
laugh because for a second I was imagining, you said I haven't got a picture of myself, not yet. I was imagining this like mural with these candles and your picture up, and do you remember?
No, it's not a slide.
Do you guys
know what? You are absolutely right. In my planner in July, if you go to July, it says, how are you feeling today? And then it says, write positive affirmations about yourself. So you're right. Those are great things to be able to, you know, help deal with stress. That is, you're absolutely on it.
Yep.
That is so good.
And then just kind of learning to just remind yourself to, like, let things go. Like, you cannot control everything. Things are going to happen. And just reminding yourself, what are you in control of? Mm-hmm. And one of the little stress activities I do is I think I hold on to an object, or I think of an object, or like I'm sitting in a train or something like that. And I put all my energy and all the things that I'm thinking of that's stressing me out, I put it into that object. And then I just watch it float away or go away. Or I'll throw the ball, and there, it's gone. And just getting that mentality of putting all your energy in, letting it go, and getting in that mind frame. And then soon you won't have to have a ball to throw or, you know, imagine a train or whatever. Because you'll just learn to let it go. Because that's how I get through life. I used to stress out over the littlest things. Now, give me your best shot. Like I haven't done it already.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what I had to realize is I can't stress about things I cannot change.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Oh, yeah.
That once you learn that, then you can stress about things you can and change it.
Mm-hmm. That is so true.
And one of my 6th grade teacher growing up, she made me do this thing. Anytime we said something negative, we had to give her 2 positives about that thing that we said was negative. So if you didn't like somebody and you said a comment to them, great. Now you got to say 2 positive things. Think about that one. And it just kind of overpowered that negative and just taught me to think of the positives in every horrible situation. You know, you get a flat tire, guess what? Your car's still running.
Mm-hmm.
You can always get a tire change. You know, like, yes, it's difficult. Yes, it's stressful. But guess what? You can still keep going.
Hey, you know, you're so right. You're so right. I said what I say when I'm in the truck, and say if I get a flat tire, I'm brought down or something. You know what I say? It's a part of trucking.
It is.
I always say that. That's my word. It's a part of trucking. Hey, that's a part of it. You know.
Okay, so question about flat tires. Okay, for instance, if you get one, of course you're going to then be late for your delivery or whatever, but how does a company, with RTI at least, that you know of, how do they accommodate or help with that? Like, are they pretty understanding, like, oh, that's frustrating, but, you know, things happen? Or are they just kind of like, oh, we're going to ding you? Or how does that work?
I've been through several flat tires now. Actually, not flats. It was retreads. And only one with RTI. But we had a retread. We were going north of Topeka, me and Jordan. And thank God for one of our sponsors. Sponsor plug. Heads up. No. Angel, Guardian Angel lights. They're little strobe lights for your shoulder. I won't get into it, but they're awesome. So they really helped direct traffic while we were checking on this tire. But we had a retread, which for those that don't know, they essentially, when a tire gets worn, they glue new tread onto this old tire. And sometimes those get worn and fly off. And we had one fly off, so I called a roadside, and we were actually, it messed up our load. Like, we had a hard delivery the next day. So we had 0 time for delays at all. And it was one of those deals where it's like, there's no exceptions. Like, this customer's not going to understand. But when I called RTI, they got somebody out. It took several hours. It blew our ETA, like everything, so bad. We had to push it out by hours the next day. But the whole time, what really impressed me about RTI was they weren't upset. They understood. It was always, hey, are you guys okay? Are you in a safe location? Are you able to get off the highway? We've got somebody coming to you. Don't worry. We'll get with the customer. We'll take care of it. So I have to say, from my experience, RTI's been amazing to support the driver. And I know a lot of our people at RTI have been drivers before. And I think that makes a huge difference because they've been through it. They know how it is.
Yeah. It's just always something that I didn't know the answer for, because I know some companies are a little bit more stickler on it, but safety is always number one. And one thing that I've been hearing a lot lately as I've been shopping around during this COVID crap is just people being a little bit more understanding of late deliveries. Like, hey, we might be a couple days late at the store. We might not get stock until so-and-so. And it's been very pleasant dealing with people with that. And I'm glad people are a little bit more, at least as a customer. I don't know of a business, but customer-wise, I've been very understanding of, oh, you're out. Well, truckers have to do it, so got to wait for the truckers. And the truckers are going through some crap right now, just surviving. And right now, being a girl driver, I don't know how you use the restroom when so many things are shut down.
You do the old method. It's a bucket, it's kitty litter, it's a Tide bottle, you improvise.
I know. You know what? In the camping section of Walmart, $10 for a Go Girl. I would totally buy one.
Exactly.
That is like a trucker essential.
It is. Definitely.
One thing that I do on my podcast is I always ask people to leave a positive quote. And I don't know, some just asking me, wanting to know, what's your positive quote that you use for yourself?
For me?
Yeah.
I have always lived by the saying, I am more than meets the eye. And it's a tattoo I really want to get written on my chest. I have always been about, you can look at me, but you don't know me. You don't know my story, and everybody has one. And looks are deceiving. I'm a little short, little chubby dude, but I think I look like a little child, or I give off the vibe of I'm not friendly, but I am the most friendliest person. Just like a biker dude, you look at biker dudes and they might look a little rough and tough, but they're bears. So it's like, looks are deceiving. Just ask me my story. That's all it is. I have more to offer than what's written on them.
Thank you for sharing. I love it. Thank you.
I love it. Thank you so much.
What's yours? And I don't know how Brittney gets through life sometimes with all the things that occur. How do you get through it?
How do I get through it?
I've seen some of the cars you've gone through, and just like legal issues and just
Death
like one thing
threats
after
and-
another.
Yeah, not a lot of people know. Like, ABC almost did not send camera people out to do the interview with me because I was getting so many death threats. Like, I've had to file with the FBI 3 times, and I've got reports with them with the Internet Crimes Division, and like, it's crazy. Just because the platform's grown, somebody wants to call and cause problems. But no, for
Not
me,
just that, but your stalkers out there. Like, I know an individual that, you know, they cause some issues for you.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it's even people that are close to us, and it just kind of,
oh yeah,
why
you
can't
never know.
people just
Like,
mind their own business?
no kidding. Yeah, somebody found out where I lived at one point. They drove outside thank God it was a secured building, but they drove outside the building. They were screaming, Brittney, Brittney, driving around I mean, it was crazy. It was crazy. So, yeah, it's insane. But no, for me, like, it's positive affirmations. Every morning, there's something I do. And my positive quote, by the way, is you can do anything you put your mind to. That's one thing my family did teach me growing up. I disagree with so many things where my real family were not really on talking terms for a lot of reasons, not by choice. But the thing is, you can do anything you put your mind to. Like, that's carried on with me as my positive quote. And then every morning, I always go through this ritual. When I wake up, while the coffee is brewing, I will lay there in bed and make myself think of 5 things that I am thankful for that day. And they could be the smallest things. I am thankful for my load today. I love going to Oklahoma. Or, you know, it could be the simplest things. But the point is to get your mindset in being appreciative for at least 5 things that are in your life right now. And that has helped me so much. So that's one of the things that I do.
I have like with zombie cars, as you say.
Oh God, yes. I forgot.
Like, there's some non-educated drivers out there.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen so much as a zombie driver. And and every time I see something or they try and run me off the road because I'm a little Kia, like, I always make excuses of why they're doing it. Like, maybe they dropped their cheeseburger. Maybe, you know, their mom just called. You know, oh, God forbid if you don't pick it up, you know. I always make excuses just to kind of turn it around and not make it so negative.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
You know, maybe they're rushing home to see their daughter that just got in a bicycle accident. You know, they're just, you never know.
Mm-hmm.
So I like to make excuses for people that do non-safe or stupid things.
Oh, you shouldn't hear what I have to say. Oh my God, some days I'm like, I have this term I say, I hope I can say this. I'm on most, I gotta clean up my language sometimes, but I say they're ate up with the dumbass and there ain't no cure.
I love it.
Oh God. But yes, for those that don't know, okay, you know the whole 4-wheeler thing, like truckers call cars 4-wheelers. I call them zombie cars. You know why? Because they drive around like zombies. They do. They change lanes suddenly without a signal. They stop in the middle of the road. They pass on the shoulder. And they look like zombies doing it.
Uh-huh. One thing I do to kind of make people smile or laugh while they're driving is if I come up on to somebody that's like singing and they're like really into it, I love just blank staring at them.
Oh my God. That's
because
so
then whenever they notice it, they're like, oh crap. And it makes them like laugh and whatnot. And then I just give them a thumbs up.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome.
I love seeing those zombie cars.
Zombies can be fun. They have their use. Just don't get too close to pink.
Yes. one of my favorite quote that I love is I always tell people, well, that I like is go to sleep with the dream and wake up with the purpose. You know, that's my favorite. I don't know.
Go to sleep with the dream and wake up with the purpose. That is so good.
I like go to sleep with the dream and wake up with a purpose.
That is so good.
I like that.
Well, Brittney, my headset is going out on me, and so
we need to get you a Pluto duo. We are going to be giving away some headsets, hopefully in the next week or so. So come back and maybe you'll win one.
Absolutely.
But no, thank you so much for calling, Nick. It was good to talk to you.
Yeah.
And I will be talking to you soon. Hopefully us and Jordan can all get together sometime soon.
Someday. I'll keep trying, though.
Keep trying. Keep messaging. I'll talk to you later, Nick.
All right. Bye.
Bye. So is there anything before we get off of here that you want to add?
The only thing that I have to say is thank you so much for having me on today. It is awesome. And it was awesome talking to so many people who listen in and that you inspire. So thank you all. And go to SHETrucking.com and pick up your merch. Get some merchandise to support women in the trucking industry.
Yes, definitely. Check out the group. Check out the website. Get you some merch. Thank you so much for joining. It was so nice to talk to you. Welcome to RTI as well. I look forward to connecting you with you a lot more over the coming months.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I really do.
I appreciate you too. Have a great night.
You too.
Bye. Bye. Well, guys, that is enough for now. Jake, Echo. It was so nice to get to talk to so many of you. That is what drives me. Like, I can't tell you guys what a nervous wreck I am before going live. And it's not for the fact of live itself. It's for the fact of all the technical stuff. It's like sometimes Jake doesn't want to get along with my headset. We have to get them counseling. Like, before I had Bunny and Bear in the background helping with the electronics, you know. You always wonder, is this going to go wrong or that go wrong? But I'll tell you what drives me about doing the live. And that is connecting with you guys, hearing the stories, hearing the callers. Call in, share what they have to share. Because the way I see it, when we connect, when we share, it's all about connections in this world. And I may hear something, Sherie may share something that changes my mindset, changes the way I think about something. I may not have thought of something like that. She may see something I'm not. You know, we have so many eyes and ears out there and so many experiences that people have been through. And when we can share with each other, you know, and encourage each other, like we can grow significantly as a person. And that inspires me to know your story, you know. So, by the way, if any of you guys want to be on the show, be sure to email me, Brittney Nicole Richardson at gmail.com. BrittneyNicoleRichardson@gmail.com with your story, or if you know somebody with a fascinating story, be sure to email that, forward them my direction, and I would love to talk to them. Anyway, that is enough for now, guys. Let's cue up the cow song going out if we can. There we go. The song is literally called Cows, but I love the sound. It's just a good sound. It's a good sound. Thank you guys for joining tonight. I will talk to you next time. Love you guys.
You've been listening to the Brittney Richardson Podcast. Hope you enjoyed the show. Be sure to follow us on social media to catch all of our live shows. Be safe out there and have a great night.